Hello and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. My enlightened friends, Clark and his crew made their way back to camp, and I thought this was going to be a pretty straightforward episode of us going into the Gauntlet of Shar, but it seems as though the world is getting in the way. Astarion wants to talk, and I have a strange feeling that I'm going to be visited in a dream before we get started. So let's see what they have to say.
The way she leered at me. The blood merchant. I can't get it out of my head. I did what I always did. I let her use me. Why does it feel different to all the other times then?
So what he's referring to is the blood chemist kind of person inside of Moonrise Towers. We talked to them, gave them Astarion's blood, and then we received a potion that gives us +2 to our strength. He said he let her use him like he always does. Why does it feel different? Is something wrong, vampire? Are you developing feelings?
Yes. I think something is wrong. There's nothing more desirable in the world than a vampire, is there?
Well, yes, many things.
I've been through all I have.
For instance, a
It's damn well
steak.
I'm going to fight with what few assets the gods give you. But a part of me feels sick when I think about getting on my back for breadcrumbs again.
Our lives are on the line, vampire. We have to take every advantage that we can get. Gale's ready to blow himself up, and you're upset because you had to bite someone?
I could have lived eternally in Cazador's pleasure chambers. I'm not afraid to die. I'm afraid I'll never have a new life after that.
As always, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please do me a gigantic favor, and if you do like these episodes, make sure you hit that like button. Now, let's settle down for bed. Tonight, we're having salami, 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 salami. Oh, what a horrible meal. We're out of salami. What is this sweet potato? Ah!
So you
Oh.
found the seat of the Absolute's power. And what a power it is.
Yes, what a
I
power.
trust you've come to your senses.
Will you leave me alone? I need to
Together, The
rest.
Absolute will enthrall us both. I cannot keep this up indefinitely.
Now, last time we saw our guardian, that I can remember anyway, we killed them on behalf of Vlaakith. We've seemed to have come to better terms since then.
Ketheric Thorm is clearly important. But I wonder if there's more to it than that.
Oh, what do you mean?
It just doesn't stop. We are being bombarded by waves of telepathic energy. Wave after wave with hardly a breath between them. I almost dare not rest. Each wave a set of orders to the infected. The order for your transformation has been given many times already.
For mine? So the closer we get to Ketheric, the more orders for our transformation we seem to be getting. Do you know where the orders are coming from?
You're on the right track. It's in Moonrise Towers, but I don't know where exactly. I just hope my powers last long enough to see this through. In any case, the Absolute knows you carry me with you now. It wants to retrieve me.
We haven't been very good about keeping that a secret. Now, be honest with me. Did you steal the power to protect us from the Absolute?
I stole it from Vlaakith.
From
Our
Vlaakith?
continued rule depends on it. As long as the Absolute exists, I am trapped within the prism. I can only control the power from here. We must make sure Vlaakith never gets her hands on the prism. Nor the Absolute.
Oh, very big zoom in on the tricep there.
Unfortunately, they are both dedicating more and more resources to retrieving it. The task ahead is monumental. But we're all that stands between victory for the Absolute and freedom for all. This is not just about you and I anymore. It has become far bigger than us. The most loyal among the cultists receive an audience with the Absolute. To do this, they comply with Ketheric. You should do the same. Now I must rest. And you must carry on. Do not let my efforts be in vain.
I laughed because the entirety of our previous episode was infiltrating the building of Ketheric, getting on his good side. And now we're doing this episode today in hopes of fighting an artifact that he was after. Now, we did go to sleep, which means we need to drink more of our good juice. Oh, yes, back to that 21 strength. Oh, I am the strongest Githyanki that has ever lived. Our party made their way northwest from Moonrise Towers. We are just outside of the Gauntlet of Shar right now. For those of you that are worried that we did not feature the House of Healing yet, we're going to dedicate an entire episode to that in the future. I'm trying to keep our storyline cohesive. There will be a point of no return inside of this place. However, we'll just leave before we reach it.
Step forward.
Problem solved. Who is this on the way in, though?
Our hero thought but of treasure ahead, did not consider the peace of the dead. Through the dark he went creeping, and awoke what was sleeping. A new grave they dug, which he himself fed.
Look how proud he is. I kind of wish I walked up with Astarion. I would love to hear his bardic response to that. Like, could he just keep the rhyme going? How long have you been standing out here practicing that little recital?
Until it was perfect.
I respect
I've grown
that.
quite fond of you, you know, in my way. I thought it only fair to warn you about the dangers ahead.
And what dangers are those?
Oh, we both know they are soon to be revealed. It would be pointless of me to try to bar you from entering. But I can set the scene, as it were. Prepare you for your role.
Fine, paint me a picture.
There is a stage down in the dark upon which a great drama has suspended itself in time. Its actors dwell there still, mired in the languor of their long, tired scenes. If you, however, through the dark, go creeping and awake what is sleeping, chances are many more graves than yours alone will soon be fed.
Paint me a clearer picture. We're gonna do bardic inspiration with that for another 1d8. We only need a 10. We should be able to get. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I will use inspiration. Go again. Don't make me use my astral knowledge. Don't make me. Thank you. A 26. That's much better.
Very well. There is a creature that lurks in silence and shadow. A creature who, like me, is very much of the infernal persuasion. Should it make its way out through the very doors you are about to brazenly swing open, you'll have unleashed a pestilence upon this realm. In truth, it is carnage incarnate. So if you meet the devil of which I speak, kill it. Consider no other course of action.
So last time we were here, I did not kill it. I ran from it. And I don't know what the ramifications for that were. Can anyone tell me down in the comments? I'm actually very interested. I never had a follow-up with the consequences of my actions, I guess you could say. You're still only telling me half of what you really know. I can tell. I'm the strongest and smartest Githyanki. We need another 10. I will ask for another bardic. They come back on short rests. We don't need... What the fuck? Did it seriously roll up to a 20? Wait, I thought ones had to... I'm not going to question that. We're just going to hit continue. Please like the video. Thank you.
This creature and I go back a long way. I admit it would be in my best interest as well should it remain trapped in the dark. Or misplace its head, perhaps? I should not relish its reacquaintance. Let's leave it at that.
Sounds like an acquaintance I'd like to make, actually.
Listen here, Pipsqueak. Do not underestimate this opponent. At best, you will have the blink of an eye to strike. Strike first, strike true, defy the odds, for they are distinctly in its favor. That much I owe the bastard to concede. And don't think I've forgotten your tale, Astarion.
Don't bring him into this.
Dead. I'll consider that payment enough to translate those scars of yours.
To translate what?
A fairer deal than I expected.
You wound me, Spawn. I always deal fairly. And will close this particular deal soon enough. Vanquish the beast, and all will be revealed.
And there he goes. I don't know where I can meet up with Raphael again here to have that little discussion.
What were they for?
Well, this door has been completely blown open. I didn't do this. But that doesn't mean that there aren't scary things inside that can do that. The door in front of us is closed immediately as well. This place offers a lot of really intense combat trials as well as some puzzles at the same time. Of course, this is not my first, second, or third time going through at this point. So I hope we can make some pretty efficient videos down here, help you guys streamline your way through the Gauntlet of Shar as well.
Pressure plate.
So, pressure plates in every direction. We need to be very careful with where we step. Also, something that's a little concerning.
Susun Elg Oloth.
Maybe that wasn't what was disturbing. You see, there are many catacombs in here. And unfortunately, Ketharek went to some very dire lengths to bring some of the catacomb occupants back to life. If we look on the eastern side of this main area, there is a stained book placed upon this table. If we read it, a small note is squeezed onto the margins of a tome detailing necromantic rites. General Thorm's orders were clear. In order to find what lies beyond this mausoleum, one must walk in his own footsteps, deed by deed, from splendor to tragedy to infamy. Well, splendor, Moonrise Towers. I'm sure that was a triumphant moment. Tragedy struck when he was grieving. And of course, there are few more infamous than General Ketharek Thorm. I didn't disarm any of these traps, so if I got that wrong, I think my whole party was dead. Let's go! This leads us up to a very odd-looking traversal gem.
Unless you have a better idea.
No one in my party passed a check. That's a little concerning. We are going to click on the gem. With that, we are taken... Oh, we get a cutscene. I don't even have to tell you. I can just show you. Down even deeper into an area known as the Gauntlet of Shar.
This architecture. This can only be the work of Shar worshippers.
Hey, Gale got it. Gale passed the check. By the way, Lae'zel has religion bonuses, and she doesn't know what's going on here. But to be fair, she's also a bit of an alien. Now, I imagine I'm going to be breaking this area down into at least 2 to 3 episodes because it is massive.
Shar's warriors must not be caught. must not be tricked. Only loss awaits the unworthy.
Well, I'll just walk my way right in here and press the umbral gem. I mean, that was the easiest puzzle I've ever seen.
Follow my voice and prove your worth.
There are areas off to the side here that we are interested in as well. How this was supposed to be done was you go into each of these areas, hit a lever, the lever then moves lights down. You can turn the lights off to then show more of the area that is not passable, is not walkable. There's a tomb here. We're going to take everything inside. Tomb across from us here with another lever inside of it. But the puzzle's already been solved, so I'm just here to loot at this point. Meanwhile, on the eastern side, we see the same thing. More of these tombs, more loot inside for us to take. Now, the real way forward... Ooh, this one doesn't have loot. The real way forward is already open. That is the stone door on the north side of the walkway here. But, of course, there is always more to explore. Another tomb off to the eastern side. Anything good being kept in it? No, there is not. At least not that I can tell. That's not the same for the western staircase. While it may look similar, another tomb sitting in the moonlight. Oh, this one has loot. That's not what makes it special. What makes it special is the mushrooms that have slowly grown and overtaken this area, giving us access to a path that, if my party is athletic enough, they should be able to follow me around towards some extra loot here in this side path on the western side. Now, there's more than one way to get into this room. You do not have to enter it right now. Oh, you know, Lae'zel does only have 8 strength at the moment, but she could totally make that jump. I don't know why the game was trying to convince me she could. Gale and Astarion are going to wait above on the mushrooms. By the way, both of them have failed a perception check now. And Lae'zel and our boy Clark are going to walk right down the middle towards the chest. There is also another doorway that leads inside. It is locked, but I think our fists could hold the key, if you catch my meaning. Any other perception checks? No. All right. All right. Get the loot then. What do you mean? What is that? Where did that come from? How could I have possibly known? All right. A cloaker is spawning phantasms of itself, filling the room with illusions of it, and spinning those all around me. It looks like we are surprised. Lae'zel is frightened right now. That risky ring probably having something to do with that. Clark is frightened now as well. We're going to see Gale step up with a scorching ray. All shots onto the cloaker. Trying to get some damage out. Wait, that reverberation actually knocked it down. Unbelievable. Clark, unfortunately, cannot move. I was wondering if I had some way I could kind of like focus my mind. I have wholeness of body, which would be a little bit of healing, but unfortunately, I cannot move closer to that enemy. I can move further away, but it looks like I still can't even attack these phantasms, these clones, so I guess we're not even going to try. What we are going to see is Astarion use his hand crossbows. He's going to fire off a shot onto the now currently knocked down cloaker. I gave him the caustic band that Lae'zel used to use, so he's doing a bit more acid damage with each one of those shots. Clark cannot act, and it looks like Lae'zel is struggling with similar things, so they're both going to end their... Wait a minute. I just remembered I have a spell on Lae'zel called Heroism, and she is going to cast it on herself. She is immune to being frightened now. She used her entire action to do that, so, I mean, I guess that's not crazy cool. But I'm going to move a little bit closer to my target, and we'll be ready for the next turn at the very least, if we don't get frightened again. I was hoping I was going to be able to cast that on Clark, but it did not work. Heroism was broken. Our concentration was broken. There's a chance we could be feared yet again, and it does happen to Lae'zel once more. Now, the good news is Lae'zel's already in melee range. So the fact that she's afraid won't have as big of an impact unless the Cloaker gets up and moves away. It's attacking Clark for over 30 damage. We're then going to follow up with an attack of opportunity from both of our Githyanki. Huge damage going out on the Cloaker now. We should be seeing Astarion's turn soon. Clark's still frightened. Astarion is going to go for that super long range. You know what? Maybe I just do a Vicious Mockery. Do I have Misty Step? I do not. Lae'zel doesn't need to move to cast Eldritch Blast. Woo! That ended up being a little closer than I thought it was going to be. Clark down to, 10 health and still falling as some more bleed damage is trickling in. Let me drink some of these lower tier potions. We'll just chug a few of these, get our health back up in fighting form. All of that just to loot a chest. Was the chest even worth it? Well, let's see. Inside, we find a rock and some gold. Oh boy. The Cloaker itself,
Swift as my feet can
already looted. I'm not going through this door here. I'm going to double back the way we came in and climb back through that gap. Back in the room that the first trial was in, we're simply going to open the stone door. Now we're still perceiving more traps in that room. Funny enough, open up the stone door, and then I believe this opens up to our main walkway. Now, I've made a mistake before here by not getting this cutscene, but we're going to see it this time. Hey?
You do not belong here.
In fact, I do.
Your mind upends. Somehow, in the decayed soup of this creature's brain, a tadpole lives. Another presence nurtures it, manipulates it like a puppet.
You plunder. You meddle.
They're almost like puppets, dude.
You upset my plans. Leave.
Hey, no. Zarel sent me. She can kill someone with just a thought. I am not going back to her empty-handed, unless it's with a dagger in hand. I guess that wouldn't be empty-handed.
Zarel lacks imagination.
Zarel lacks faith. Zarel lacks in many ways, but I do not. Leave before...
Stupid worm-infested cockhead! You have a My forces are split. The defenses are thin.
Rally on me, a wall of bone and blade against the darkness. Now!
So last time we missed that cutscene, and Balthazar's skeletons weren't on my side. You know, we were coming in here to stop the Absolute, and suddenly when I just attack undead on sight, I'm the bad guy? Well, if you take a look around, we see Justiciar soul hunters emerging from what appear to be umbral tremors around the room. We are going to need to focus these tremors down. One easy way we could do that is with Eldritch Blast. Not quite enough damage to make it happen, even with that charisma modifier increase. I'm kind of surprised by that. I don't believe I can hex inanimate objects either, but I will get a hex in play. Dang, I was hoping Lae'zel's first turn would be a little bit more like over the top. A little more awe-inspiring. Clark's gonna move up to the Umbral Terror. He's then going to do a flurry of blows into the first Justiciar and then start to punch the other in the side. And he looks back at Lae'zel like, what? You couldn't do this? You couldn't do this, Lae'zel? We see some of the neutral undead on the other side beginning to dash around, with the mark of putrefaction being placed on our enemies here. That mark makes them vulnerable to necrotic damage. That is very good to know. We're going to see Astarion move up to the top of the staircase. He's going to look to his right with his hand crossbows and attempt to... Should I kill off the target or should I bless here? There's actually not too many targets here. Yeah, I'm gonna try to remove them from the turn order. Only 4 damage being done. I was expecting a little bit more. Let's pout about it by playing the violin. We then see Gale move up to the top of the stairs. We are going to hold off on using haste for now. I do have some big plans for it. Let's try to hold on to some of our spell slots. Unfortunately, we do have disadvantage on this guy with our firebolt, but it connects, leaving him with only 1 HP. Astarion continues to serenade us as we see more of the Dark Justiciars. Beckoning Darkness. I don't think I'm going to react to that. We see them moving into the room, casting spells on presumably Balthazar's undead. The main hand attack does not connect, even though the back of this enemy is being shown. I'm not going to react to save any of this guy's undead, because if they die, I imagine they can be replaced. If they die, I imagine it's making his army of undead even weaker. This is just a good thing all around. Let's let the Justiciars thin the herd a little bit. Now, that being said, we are starting to see more and more and more of these guys begin to erupt out of the ground. It is becoming a bit more dire. It is becoming a bit more dire. We could try a slow here. This is one of our warlock abilities. We can cast it for using a warlock spell slot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 targets. Wait, that last one didn't connect. He's out of sight, apparently. Nowhere to connect. Since it's all part of the spell, let's hit this one as well. This will be our concentration. We will use cutting words. All of them are slowed, so they can only choose to either do an action or a reaction. They are also going to have their movement speed very, very heavily limited. So very good pickup for us there. Lae'zel's going to approach the left side a little bit more. We're going to see Kalark with a big haymaker punch, opening the way for him to then... I can't even see how far I can move. It says I don't have enough movement. I'm going to bonus action dash just to get a little bit more. And really, I don't care too much about hitting the skeletons. I care about killing this umbral trimmer. And we do that with just a single attack there. We're going to go ahead and end our turn. We see a shot coming out from one of the undead going towards another. We are not going to attack on Astarion just yet. We're going to move out on Gale, use a level 2 Scorching Ray on the Umbral Tremor. That kills that off. So these are all of the adds that we're going to be fighting. The slow is still holding, which is fantastic. We're going to go back to Astarion now. And on the ones over here that are not currently in the program... I'm thinking maybe using Crown of Madness. Level 2 spell. Unfortunately, they have to be humanoids. These Justiciars just won't do. All right, we'll go ahead and attack with our hand crossbow then. All right, Astarion ends his turn. We see the Justiciars running towards him, the dagger in hand, trying to stab him in the belly, but it does not connect. We then see Beckoning Darkness being cast on Lae'zel. I do not believe we will counterspell that. She saved against it anyway, barely even a concern to her. Kalark surrounded on all sides. Critical hit, main hand attack coming in for only 8 damage. He's trying his best to dodge every other swing coming his way, and it looks successful. We are going to Cutting Words that attack to try to help Lae'zel. It looks like that did help. Lae'zel is going to get even with this Justiciar in front of her. She's had way too much flying towards her. Big hit for 31 damage. We're going to follow that up with yet another swing, and that guy is cut into pieces. If I had a bit more movement, we could use our Great Weapon Master, but we don't have it. Kalark now is going to start swinging. We're going to do a toppling attack on the Justiciar that has the dual weapons. I want that out of there. Then we're going to try a stunning... I don't even need to do a stunning strike. Let's just punch him. Unfortunately, critical miss. We go again for another swing. It connects for a lot, but he is still standing. Another one of our neutral undead fires a shot at the Justiciar. It seems totally fine. Astarion in a bit of a bad spot here. I don't really like where he's standing. I'm going to try a melee swing with my staff. Unfortunately, it does not connect. Now, I want to protect him with Gale if I can. We're going to fire off a fire bolt at the Justiciar. That's 13 damage to the back, and our party continues. There are only 2 more enemies alive. They're both around Kalark, and they're both trying to swing. Cutting words makes it less likely, but it still connects, and there's another 13 damage to Kalark there. He then begins punching wildly. The Justiciar in front of him dodges his initial attack, so he's going to get the toppling. And now that he is down, we swing one more time on the Avenger, and everyone has been killed. Balthazar said, "We are letting the darkness in." I don't know what he means by that, but if we travel to the west, we may be able to catch up with him soon. However, what I'm going to do is the exact opposite. You know, I'd love for these episodes to have very nice beginning, middle, and ends. That's something I really strive for you guys. And, well, we just talked to Raphael about a demon. And what do we see on the eastern side? A displacer beast. Can you catch up to this thing and kill it right now? Freezing time gave me a while to think about this. I'm gonna let him go. You see, the creature is trying to lure me into a trap, and perhaps if I let it think it's winning, that can put me in a better spot for this as well. The displacer beast makes its way into the next room, and at its feet, we see some kind of glowing orb. Now, last time I was here, here's what I did. I went invisible, I grabbed the orb, and then I ran. Apparently, letting this demon out into the world for unseen consequences. This time, I'm going to try to do things a little differently. But we're still going to need a pretty high velocity start to get things off the ground.
Does wonders.
We're going to short rest so I can get all of my key slots back. We are going to enter turn-based mode. I am going to give Kalark a Shield of Faith from Lae'zel. I am going to give Kalark a Blessing from Astarion. And I am going to give Kalark a Haste from Gale. The green streak has been set free, and he runs directly for the orb. I don't know if there's a cutscene with this or not, so let's find out.
Viscera to rival a Githyanki. There's something out there.
Oh, there is! Hey, little friend.
Fresh entertainment. But you're too fresh for this place, aren't you? There's a whiff of the surface to you. A new arrival, then. You burrow too deep, little rabbit.
Your worms thrum with violence. Peace lets us speak? Hell no, dude. I may stink at the surface, but it's not where I hail from, and I don't stink as much as you.
You are star-touched, that is true, but there's something else, almost hidden by your fear stink. Cherries. Musk. And sulfur.
Oh, no.
Raphael! I can smell him all over you. Where is he?
He's like right outside. How do you know him?
That perfume trickster swindled me. Trapped me.
He wants you dead, too.
Where is he? Spit it out. Now!
I wonder what my options are. Let's share our experiences about Raphael. Perhaps we can help each other. He could be anywhere. Oh, no. I've got nothing to spit out. Not for you, demon.
If you won't speak, then you don't need to draw breath. Tell me what I want, or I'll feed you to my pet over a 10-day and keep you alive to watch.
Is that a threat? Sorry. Attack!
Bold of you. Stupid, but bold.
Stupid. Clark is at the beginning of the turn order as well. Look at that. Now, we shouldn't be too overzealous. Things could still go badly for me. However, what I'm going to do might surprise you. I'm not going to focus the big guy first. Instead, I'm going to use one of the void bulbs that we brought with us from the Nautiloid. Toss that up top. And pick my first victim, this guy right here. We take him out of the turn order. And then honestly, I'm thinking about running back to my party. What do you think they would do if I went invisible? Man, there's just no good paths to get up there, is there? I'm going to run to the Displacer Beast. Maybe I can beat this thing up really fast. We're going to do a toppling attack. Huge damage, huge damage. Remember, we are hasted right now. So we're just zooming everywhere for free. But noticed who isn't in the turn order. Unfortunately, with my newfound strength, I'm having trouble jumping over this, but I'm sure Clark won't even notice, right? Lae'zel jumps up onto the high ground, hopefully staying low, gets into position, and with all of the power that she can muster, I was thinking about smiting this guy. Maybe I should cast a slow. Maybe that's the better play. Try to remove as much agency from these guys as possible. I actually don't hate that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 targets. I don't hit all of the ads, but I can potentially hit the boss. A couple of them. It only affected a couple of them. So that unfortunately is going to be Lae'zel's action. But we are not done. Gale's coming. Better yet, Astarion is going to try to get up there. He can't make the jump either, so I guess we're all just drinking Clark's juice. Astarion makes his way up top. We are going to specifically target every enemy that is not already slowed. So, mainly this right side. Yeah, let's do this right side. This is going to remove our bless, but it is, hopefully, going to... Cutting words. Crowd control that far side. Looks like only one is not currently crowd controlled. For some reason, that didn't even cast as my action. Isn't that wild? Gale is then going to drink another elixir. Use that to get up to the high ground. And unfortunately, here's the bad news. All of these guys, every single last one of them is immune to fire damage, which is like the entirety of my kit, if we're just being honest. But we can still use Magic Missile to deal some decent damage. I'm going to upcast this to level, I don't know, let's do level 3. And focus all of that on this guy on the side who is not currently crowd controlled. Now, let's see how this plays out, shall we? Clark is done with his turn. Astarion might be able to do a little something with his still. In fact, I think this might be one of the most crucial plays I do here. I am going to take an invisibility potion from anyone's inventory. I'm sure we have one sitting around. And we are going to throw that potion at our dear good friend Gale over on the side here. Because, don't shield yourself. Let it happen. He needed to go invisible so he doesn't get bodied by everyone else in this room. Astarion's concentration is a crowd control, so we're going to move him back and try to protect that as well. Let's see how the main demon reacts now that we are all set up. Cutting words to help. He threw a bunch of bombs at me.
See how many pieces can be blasted off you before you...
A lot of bombs. He also just went invisible. We see the Displacer Beast get up next to Clark with only 5 HP remaining, go for an attack and miss. and then miss again. The Displacer Beast is then going to swap Kalark away, but I don't think it did itself any favors. We are going to start swinging on Lae'zel. That is our first target dead. This one's slowed, so he's going to be my next target that I go after. Unfortunately, I don't have any spell slots to get something like a Hex up to help increase our damage, but those are 2 targets taken down pretty much immediately. Gale is still in play on his turn. Of course, he already used an action, and he's invisible. So we will do nothing. Normally how this fight goes is every single one of these demons dashes and does nothing and takes super long on their turns just to then get into position. It is incredibly slow. We're trying to bypass that right now by crowd controlling all of them. However, that's what happens. That was 1 turn right there. That guy took 30 seconds to decide he was not going to attack Astarion. Isn't that wonderful? In fact, because these guys are jumping while they're slowed, they, in fact, don't have a single chance of attacking me because they're using their action already. We are going to see Astarion disengage. I wish I could do it as a bonus action. I cannot. Man, I wish I had Misty Step too. I'm missing out on that Misty Step right now. So yeah, we're just going to disengage. We're just going to walk away from these guys. Not too much to really worry about. These bombs that the main guy threw are going to explode, and I don't want to be anywhere near them. So I'm just going to go that way. On Kalark's turn, we are going to punch. Punch again. Thank you. And then move up top. Now, here's one of the fun things we can do. Because these explosives, you know, they're a volatile object, I think I could just throw any old thing at them and they'll blow up. So I'm going to throw a javelin with some of the remainder of my turn, hitting that bomb, and I really thought the other ones were going to follow. That's a little unfortunate. Kalark doesn't have too much movement left, but I could potentially dash to get in range if we wanted to deal some extra damage. I don't know if that's really necessary. I'm going to do it, though. We have 5 key points left, and Kalark is in a great spot, dealing pretty good damage, too. And we end our turn. The general probably coming out from hiding now, cutting words to help Lae'zel, but she still takes damage to her back. Also, the slow that she cast has been removed as the demon fades away again. That slow is mostly affecting these 2 in front of us, so if we kill them right now, no harm, no foul. To help us along on that, I am going to move up so I can pummel attack the one on the left as a bonus action, which gives me a better chance of then landing my follow-up attack. Still no spell slots, so here goes nothing. Ooh. Unfortunately, it does not connect. Gale in the corner, still staying hidden. Haste is still in play. I don't think we do anything with Gale. I think we protect that haste for as long as we can. I don't want to, like, have this be the normal thing that Gale is doing. Oh my god, they picked up bombs and threw it at my entire melee party. That was pretty smart. That was pretty smart. That was pretty good. I gotta admit. Hopefully I can counter it. So we are going to do a mass healing word here. Mass healing word should get us all back up on our feet. Kalark was taken down, but because he has haste, does he still have actions this turn? It looks like he does. So, or at least a bonus action. So Kalark is going to run towards Astarion. We're going to do a toppling attack onto the guy who just threw those horrible explosive bombs into our face. And then we are going to try to just reposition a little bit. A lot of our crowd control that was in play is now removed. Although maybe the hypnotic pattern just ended because I don't think I did anything to actually break it. We're going to move up with Astarion again on that left side and try to land another hypnotic pattern. It only catches one of our enemies. And now Astarion is going to try and move away. The general coming back into view, looking at Lae'zel, might end her life with a single attack depending on what he wants to do. He's jumping forward. and slicing her into pieces. Moving towards Clark now, but he made the mistake of not going invisible. That may just cost him. We already have 2 death saving throws on Lae'zel as well. That's not a great spot to be in. Gale could potentially throw something over there to help out. We could maybe dimension door her away for some healing, but I don't know how she would get back into this fight if I did that. Well, that settles it. I'm going to jump forward with Misty Step. We're then going to dimension door, grab Lae'zel, and teleport away. Evacuate her out of that and hopefully save her life. Hopefully. This fight is always so hard. Something always goes horrible. I didn't expect both of my guys to get bombs thrown into their chests. Decent job maintaining that concentration on both of our guys right now. We see another crossbow shot going towards Astarion, and he does once again save that check. Now you fucked up by not going invisible next to the strongest and smartest Githyanki in all of the lands. Toppling attack does not topple, but we will just keep swinging. One swing after another. Will it be enough to end the life of Yrgir? No, but it is enough to make him spawn a bunch of bombs and make me want to move away pretty rapidly. I'm going to try to do that on the left side. I just need to make sure he doesn't get attack of opportunity if I do exactly that. And no, it looks like we're good. Only 13 damage left on this target. Can we kill him with Astarion? There is a chance if I do Hunger of Hadar right here. Damn. He didn't take... Oh, it's conditional. And take damage at the end of their turn, at the start of their turn. So yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance to get some poison damage in there, some acid damage in there. We are going to end our turn. He takes 3 right at the start. He moves forward, but does not attack. I don't know why he didn't attack. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to bonus action. Oh, no. It's also not a bonus action. It would be full action. I was just going to make sure he died, and I don't think I can. So instead, we're going to get Lae'zel up. Having her here is way more important, and she can get back to the fight soon. Lae'zel on her turn is going to drink a potion and move closer to her enemies. Now, all of our crowd control has broken. The main target we're here to kill only has 10 HP left, and several of why did you attack a torch? And several of these enemies are inside of our Hunger of Hadar right now, which we might see actually do some acid damage soon. We see a little bit. Oh, God. Oh, God. The bombs are being thrown. Okay. Astarion's dead. Clark's still holding on. Please don't throw any more bombs. No more bombs. No more bombs. No more. He's dashing, so that's his main action, so he won't be able to throw anything. He could still push, and that's what he tries to do on Lae'zel. Clark is going to toppling attack the one in front of him, then move up and punch the general right in the nuts. Oh, no, he tries again. That levels up Astarion. We're then going to move back and attack one more time. Clark then tries to reach Lae'zel with everything he's got and attempts a stunning strike. The stun does not happen. They're immune to fire damage, and we end our turn. Lae'zel's going to swing. She's going to swing again. Oh, she does not connect for the kill, but we still have Gale, and Gale will fire off the impossible to miss. I was going to see if I get some other targets into it as well. Magic Missile to confirm the kill, making sure it is done. Gale's then going to Misty Step to the other side to help Astarion back up. We're then going to see Lae'zel charge directly into battle, chugging potions as she goes to the one remaining enemy that is still here in front of us. I thought this was going to be a short episode. Can you believe that? I was like, okay, I got a good idea of what we're going to add in. I'm going to make sure we don't see too much, not too much dialogue. Oh, God, all of those explosions now rapidly going off all around the room. Astarion dies to fire damage ticking. We're going to have to use a resurrection scroll for him. But as that happens, vengeance engulfs Lae'zel's heart. And she moves up, trying to finish off the enemies. Clark has a couple turns of haste left. He moves forward with one more punch and takes down all of our targets. These guys all have halberds that are really good for selling to vendors. They're $85, but very heavy. Luckily for us, we can actually leave the Gauntlet of Shar whenever we want. So we can go make a quick pit stop, sell off this stuff, raise our Astarion back from the dead again, and then get out there on the road. Before we do that, did we loot the main guy? Was that who I just... No, Ygir's right here. He has a Hellfire Hand crossbow. Possibly inflict burning when hitting a creature with this weapon while hiding or invisible. He also has some infernal metal, but we don't really need that. We're going to send this weapon to Astarion as soon as he is resurrected. But let's not forget the real reason we are here. Will I die? No, I won't. We're dropping down and grabbing the Umbral Gem. Ominous sounds echo through the building, and we're going to end our episode right here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you're still watching to the end, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Helps us out a ton. I'm not just saying that. I need you guys' help. Thank you. We'll be back again very soon.